What's the one thing that I knew I wanted to buy on my trip to Japan? And what did the fish say when it hit a wall? Second one's easy. Damn. Japan had everything I hoped it would. Amazing sights, incredible food, and more than a few things I wanted to bring home. But before the trip even started, there was one thing I knew I had to find. A real Japanese knife. And this is that knife. I did a lot of research before I decided where and what to buy as far as a knife goes. I went with a Gyuto. Pretty sure that's the pronunciation. I'm probably off. This is a very traditional Japanese knife. It's basically their chef knife. I went with a wood handle and a Damascus style blade. And that's something a little bit for me. We'll talk about that later. But this came from Japanese Knife Shop HIRAI in the Nishiki Market in Kyoto. Beautiful knife. And I thought the best way to break this knife in would be to make a poke bowl while we talk a little bit about it. This is a nice piece of sashimi-grade salmon. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is just cut the main thick belly part away from the smaller side, giving me a really nice piece of fish. That cut like butter. For our fish, we're gonna go ahead and make a quick salt and sugar cure. You want equal parts sugar and salt. And you just wanna mix that up really nice. You can absolutely skip this step if you want. It just adds like a better texture to the fish, kind of firms up your fish a little bit. And you just wanna give like a nice light coating to the fish. Don't worry, we're gonna wash this off later. It just kind of helps with the texture. So you're not gonna taste salt and sugar on your fish. And now we're just gonna go stick this in the fridge. You can do as little as 30 minutes, but I like to do 60 minutes. That gives me the perfect sweet spot for texture on my fish. Next up, a little bit of red onion. We're gonna do a quick pickle on this. Now I specifically decided that I was gonna buy my knife in Kyoto at the Japanese knife shop in that market because they make the knife in front of you. They let you pick your blade, they let you pick your handle, and then a craftsman actually takes the knife and he heats this part and he inserts it into the wood, gets everything lined up, and you can just kind of watch them physically make your knife in front of you, which was super cool. It's like a little bit more of an experience than just buying something off the shelf. Also, they don't sell these online. You can't get this knife unless you go to that specific shop in Japan, which for me was something I wanted. I wanted something special. Let's see how thin of a slice I can get. I can see through that. I love it. I need to work on my knife skills. My knife skills are not really up to task. I like this because you can kind of do the rocking motion. Knife is super sharp. If you want to quickly pickle something, you can do it in the microwave. We're going to add some rice vinegar, a little bit of our salt and sugar mixture. We're just going to kind of mix that, try to dissolve some of that stuff in there. We're going to go microwave this for 30 seconds. Now that everything is warm and fully dissolved, we can go ahead and throw in our onion. And you want to kind of toss them, get them nice and coated. We're going to go microwave this for another 30 to 45 seconds. Now you want to kind of give these a toss. I'm going to throw in some roasted sesame seed and a pinch of sesame oil. My chopstick broke. Guess I should have bought two things in Japan. All right, a little stirry stir. Then if you have some sort of lid or something, just loosely cover it, and we're gonna let that sit while we do the rest. Gonna make some garlic chips, just some thin sliced garlic that I'm gonna fry up a little bit. When we were in Tokyo, we stayed in the Ginza area, very much more modern Japan. And then we went to Kyoto, which is old Japan. And I really liked that. There was temples, there was castles. It was all kinds of cool stuff there. We stayed in this hotel, which was an old converted school. Super cool, awesome view from its lobby area into Kyoto. Just an amazing trip. Garlic. We're gonna slice these into some nice thin discs. A nice knife just makes cooking way more enjoyable. Those I'm just gonna fry up in some oil till they're nice and golden brown and then drain them. cucumber. Normally I would use like an actual peeler for this, but I'm gonna see if I can just get enough off without having to break out a peeler. I don't want a lot of seeds in my bowl, so I'm gonna pull the center section out a little bit. And I know I'm probably not even doing this anywhere close to the right way, but I wanna make long, thin strips. I'm gonna go stick these in the fridge to stay cold while we do the rest. Normally, I would do some nice thin sliced green onions, but we're going through a little something here in Florida where there is something on fresh produce that will give you some stomach issues. And I ain't messing with that, so we're skipping that. In addition to the salmon, I also have some tuna, which you don't need to do the whole salt and sugar process to. It's usually firm enough just as it is. When we were in Kyoto, we were so tired when we got to our hotel, we didn't have time to like search out anything. So we just stopped in a restaurant right outside our hotel, and I ended up having some amazing sushi there. Just random place on the side of the street. That's what I love about Japan. You don't have to search out the best place, and I got amazing sushi. Or at least amazing that night, because I was really tired and really hungry. After just about an hour in the fridge, you can actually feel the fish is a little bit firmer. We're gonna go ahead and wash this off and then dry it. Get it nice and dry as we can. We're gonna go stick these back in the fridge for about another 30 minutes to really kind of dry up a little bit and finish that firming. And now we're gonna whip up a quick Japanese spicy mayo. You need Kewpie mayonnaise. Japanese mayonnaise just has a different taste to it. I think they use more egg yolks. Not sure exactly what it is. It just tastes better. Sriracha. Use as much as you want to make it as spicy as you like. I like mine spicy. Splash of rice vinegar. Some sesame oil. And if you want it sweet, you can go ahead and add sugar. I usually don't add any sugar. We'll just go ahead and give that a little mix. Oh, I forgot the soy sauce. A splash of soy sauce from my comically large soy sauce container. Not too much, just a little. Spicy mayo. Getting down to the end here. This is my rice maker. I made some sushi rice in it. And now we just need to add rice wine vinegar, salt, and sugar. I am using the recipe from my sushi rice package. And you just want to kind of fluff that in there. They say you want your sushi rice at like body temperature. You don't want it like super hot. So we'll take out enough to make one bowl and just let it cool. We are almost ready to assemble our sushi bowl. Think we're okay to go ahead and cut our avocado now. And while we were in Kyoto visiting the Golden Temple, we ended up stopping at this place to get tonkatsu pork. It's like a pork cutlet that they fry. And we had, honestly, the best meal of the entire trip was that pork cutlet. It was just so tender, so delicious. It's because they use a special kind of pork and they cook it a special way. I'm gonna try to recreate that. So if you wanna see that, stay tuned. You'll see more of this knife. All right, let's cut some nice thin slices of avocado. Not bad. Save the other part for another time. We're gonna do this into like little chunks. We're gonna take this tuna, a little bit of sesame oil, pinch of salt, and just give that a little toss. Ready to go. For our salmon, I think I'm gonna do long slices. And I don't like this part here, just from a look standpoint. So I'm gonna get rid of it. It's probably absolutely fine to eat. For little old me, that should be enough. Save the rest of this for later. And all that's left to do is to put it together. And there you go, a homemade poke bowl, sashimi bowl, sushi bowl of fish with stuff. I told you I'd tell you what this was at the end of the video. This actually says Dad got this in kanji. Now there's a special Japanese kanji version for writing like American type letters, and this literally spells out to Dad got this. Awesome. I cannot wait to give this a try. Go in with a piece of salmon. Oh man, that is so good. Fresh fish is just the best. Tuna. That's just fantastic. Try our pickled onions. Those are bright, they're fresh. They still have a little bit of crunch to them, but they don't have that harsh onion flavor. Do a quick pickle on your onions. It's super easy. Man, that brings me back to Japan. I miss Japan. So if you want to see more of my trip to Japan, please stay subscribed. I'm going to be cooking more dishes inspired by that trip and my trip to the Philippines. Whole bunch of different food stuff coming related to the travel. If you enjoy the travel stuff, please go check out my other channel, Dad Got Parks. I'm going to be posting all the travel, less food related stuff over on that channel. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, go subscribe over there too. If you enjoyed it, think about giving me a subscribe. Maybe throw it a like. If you have any questions about Japan or my trip or this, please throw me a comment. I love answering comments. I answer just about every comment in my comment section. So with all that out of the way, I guess there's only one question left to answer. What do you call a fish that lost its eye? Fifth. Yeah, pretty bad. Dad may tell horrible dad jokes. Get an awesome knife in Japan and make an amazing sushi bowl with it. But one thing Dad will never do is an outro. So that's it. Bye. This is the part where I thank all of my members. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you so much for your support and rock on. I don't know why I said rock on, but rock on.